Hey everyone, Darren here from the Music Vault. Um, I am doing the vinyl tag, but the metal edition. I looked at the questions from the vinyl, the vinyl tag 2021, and for some reason this year didn't catch me. And then this one came out, and this one made me think. I watched a video, two videos to see what they were really kind of looking for. So I think I got a pretty good idea. Some stuff I have to show CD because I don't have on vinyl, um, and I'll explain why as I go. But most of this stuff is on vinyl. So let's get into this. First question: music spoiled by vocals. Well, I'm gonna get a lot of haters from this, probably. I know one guy that's gonna get a little bit. He's gonna go, "What?" That's Bloodgood. Although the music is really good and the vocal style is good, don't get me wrong. It's just I find that the vocals on this are they don't match the music 100% for me. They never have. I've always struggled to get into Bloodgood. They have some fantastic songs, like Out of the Darkness, a great song on this one. But nothing, I mean, Black Snake, but I got into that one because Mortification covered it. And for me, this band has just always been kind of like, I don't know. They just kind of like they're a great band. Don't get me wrong. It's just for some reason, I didn't gravitate to them as quickly as I did Striper. Let's say Striper, the music, the vocals, everything matched. Like on that, I find the vocals very soft in terms of some of the music. When he does the ballads and stuff like that, yeah. But I don't like. I'm not a ballad guy. I like meat and potatoes in my music. I don't like vegetables kind of thing. It's kind of too fluffy for me, too lovey-dovey, fluffy, whatever. So, anyways, don't hate. This is not my list. This is just my list. I don't hate these bands or these whatever. I just find that to answer that question, I had to go with Bloodgood. An LP that you love that's a letdown with bad production. I'm gonna go, and people are gonna go, "What?" Yeah, from the get-go, the drums on this have always, if they could have thickened up the drums, the snare sound and the drums on this would have been probably a better sound. Well, it would have been a better sounding album. Probably would have sold more copies. Like if you listen to, the first album, Kill 'Em All, or Ride the Lightning, even Master of Puppets. The album, I remember when this came out, critics were going nuts over the drum production. It was just bad. It was just never. I always loved that. Metallica was always my favorite band. But number 3, a band that suffers from a weak member. Now, people are going to be like, "What?" Again, I'm going to go. I went with Merciful Fate, and I'll tell you why. I find, to me, the weakest member of the band was always King Diamond. The music, the vocal style, the delivery, everything. This band was always top shelf. I hated the fact that they had to sing about Satan. When King Diamond came out on his solo stuff and he dropped all the Satan stuff and went with, horror stories or spooky grandma stories or whatever, I was happier than pig in mud because at least the first few albums were like concept albums, horror stories, or scary stories or whatever. They weren't about Satan, unless there's a hidden meaning in behind all of it, which who knows. But this, to me, like I can throw this on, and I could probably the Evil, Curse of the Pharaohs, Into the Coven, and then I'm kind of done. As yeah, I don't even own Don't Break the Oath, because that song is just like an homage to Satan, and I just don't get it. So for me, the weakest member is King Diamond, only because of his lyrical content. I'm not into Satan. So show an LP that to you defines heavy metal. Well, this was what I cut my teeth on. This, to me, when everybody says, what heavy metal album should I buy, I always say Judas Priest, Screaming for Vengeance. This, to me, this album defines heavy metal. It has everything on it. Quick paced, the song Screaming for Vengeance, the chugger, which is another thing coming, the nice grinding guitar sounds from the Hellion. You got like the soaring vocals in Bloodstone, Fever. You just have the pounding drums in every song. Like, this is just, to me, a heavy metal record, pure and simple. Even like when you pull it out and you maybe I don't. Oh yeah, I do. Even to the look, that doesn't scream 80s heavy metal, period, then I don't know what you're looking for. To me, this album has always been about heavy metal. Show an album recommended to you by the music community or vinyl community. There's been a lot. I've gotten quite a few albums from people that have said, hey, you should go check this out, or this is a great album and I love it, and then I inquired about it. Personally, I went with this album because the guy recommended it to me. Scott Waters was like, dude, you have to buy this album if you buy nothing else. So I grabbed it, and I was not disappointed. This is Madrost. The existence, the essence of time. I can't even read. The essence of time matches no flesh, and it came autographed by. I'm gonna have to look, because I think his name's Tyler. Oh, this is gonna kill me. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Where is it? Tanner Poppet. Sorry, bud. Tanner Poppet. Signed by him. This is just an awesome LP. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm stuttering and stammering. Scott meant, and he also did the first one, or the new one. I just haven't picked it up yet. I want to get it. This is a great, this is like their 4th LP or something. They've got a bunch of albums out already, and yeah, great thrash metal. It's awesome. Show an LP that takes you in a different direction. I got a lot, but I just went with this one, Eric Clapton, because this is basically the furthest thing from heavy metal and hard rock that you can get. He was in Cream, which can be labeled as a hard rock band, but I don't find Eric Clapton to be a hard rock guy. He's kind of like a rock guy. He plays rock music, but it'd be like the Eagles, kind of, not the country stuff, but just that style. A lot of acoustical, a lot of just straight up rock and roll. But yeah, Eric Clapton. Take a different. Okay, show a gem in your collection. I picked this for one reason. Like, I have a lot of gems in my collection, and a lot of LPs or CDs that I've bought, and that, like I had a Rage for Angels album that is a gem because um, I couldn't find it anywhere, and I found it on eBay for like $10. Couldn't believe it. And it was a Danish import. So I'm like, yeah, I have to get it. But this one I picked, a gem in your collection. I picked this one because my wife bought it for me. And that is the And Then Comes Lividity, the demo anthology from Gorguts. This is Gorguts box set. It's four, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 LP, 4 LP, 6 LP. I can't remember. Let me take a look. Came with a poster, a 7-inch. Poster is the cover. Yeah, came with a 7-inch on just black. It's a 3 LP set. It's a 3 LP. Nope. 1, 2. Yeah, it's a 3 LP set. All on white vinyl. Yeah. Awesome stuff. This is basically all their demos from Considered Dead, Erosion of Conformity, Obscura, and Then Comes Lividity, which is the 1990 demo, the one that started it all. So yeah, so I would say that anything my wife ever buys me, I think to me is a gem, because it just means a lot more, Band in your collection that formed closest to where you live. Well, I live in St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada, which is just about 10 minutes up the road from Niagara Falls, Ontario. And, an hour from Toronto. So a band that formed in my city or close to my city is this band, Alexis on Fire. They were pretty popular back in the, I want to say, early 2000s, right on up. This album came out in 2006. I don't know if they formed back in the late 90s. I'm not a huge fan of this band. I just probably picked this up because it was part of a 4 for $10 deal, and I had to get it. Kind of like to get in on the 4 for $10 thing. And they were formed in St. Catharines. However, I have bands like Honeymoon Suite and Brighton Rock that were out of Niagara Falls. Saga, which was out of Oakville. Triumph was out of Toronto. Rush is out of Toronto. And Neil Peart, oddly enough, is from St. Catharines. He was born and raised in Port Dalhousie, which is kind of like a neighborhood or a suburb of St. Catharines. It's just, I could probably get in my car and be in Port Dalhousie within 5 minutes. It's just down the street kind of deal. So there was a lot of bands that kind of floated around my area. I think Gatto is from around here, from Toronto, and that. Sacrifice, they're from Toronto. So a lot of bands that came out of my area, but the big one for this question is I'll go with Alexis on Fire, because they're right out of my hometown of St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada. An album you reach for melody-wise. I reach for anything and everything. Doesn't even have to be my mood, but for a while there I was in the mood for, and I'll go with this, Scorpions, Volume 2. Man, I would listen to this album, I don't know how many times I listened to this album over Christmas. I had gotten it just before Christmas, and sat on my shelf over there for a little while. And then I was wrapping presents one night, and I went, oh, I got that, throw it on. And I must have listened to it 10, 15 times over Christmas. It's a great album. And every time I came down to the room here, I always threw this on. So we'll go with Scorpions, Volume 2. The album in your collection you would sell first. The only reason why I would sell this album first is because of what it's worth, and that is Tourniquet, Pathogenic Ocular Dissonance. And this one is 58 out of 100, and it came with a signed custom centering by Ted Kirkpatrick. Excuse me. That's the only reason why I would sell it, was because of the money. And I think this album on Discogs goes for a little over, well, let's put it this way, I wouldn't sell it for anything less than $400. I would make it worth my while. You want it, it's yours for $400 kind of thing. But I think it's worth just a little over $300. I don't want to sell it, but like I said, if I had to sell it, it would be on the block for no less than $400. A subgenre of metal you would delete from existence: rap metal, bar none. Rap metal. That is. I don't even know how that is a term. I don't even know how that is a music genre. I hate rap. I hate it with a passion. I hate rap metal. The only band I ever put up with, because they actually wrote good music and their lyrical approach, was POD, Payable on Death. Other than that, I wouldn't. Rage Against the Machine, I think I have the CD, again, because it was in the 4 for 10 and I needed it to, like, I buy a lot from that 4 for 10 bin at my local video store. And a lot of the times it's just to round up the 4 for 10, or I'll have 8 in my hand or 7 in my hand and I need the 8th one for the 4 for 10 to get it. That is the only reason why I probably have that in my collection. Either that or it was given to me. Kind of like my Marilyn Manson CDs that I have. They were given to me. I don't even know why I still have them. Maybe because my brother gave them to me and he goes, oh, I want to see him go to somebody that appreciate him. Well, I hate Marilyn Manson, but I won't throw him out because my brother gave them to me. The band artist you would most like to see an album or reissue from in 2021. For sure, hands down. Oh, can't do it. That puppy right there from Sacrifice. I cannot find this friggin' CD anywhere unless I want to pay $60 plus $60 shipping for it. I have the cassette version on Fringe, but I want the vinyl version, and I can't find it for less. I think the last time I seen it on eBay was $100. I don't want to pay $100 for it. I want a decent price. So probably I would go with this one, and most likely it would be on CD, because actually I think Music for Nations, they have a copy I could probably get now that I'm actually talking about it. But CD wise, this one for sure I want to see a reissue. Show an alternative variation of an album cover. Well, oh, wait a minute. I missed one. Number 13. Which 80s metal act would you love to see a comeback LP from? I'm going to go with Recon. This album came out this is a Rocks Records reissue, 2015. Originally, this came out on CD in 87. Well, this band started in 87. I think it came out 87, 88, 89, somewhere around in there. And that's all they put out. They never put another album out. And I think they broke up shortly after. They've been back together, broke up. I would love to see this band put another album out, make a comeback, new material, because this is a friggin' amazing album. If you like power metal, Queensryche kind of stuff, this stuff is awesome. The vocalist on this album, Vet Roberts, was stellar, incredible. George, I think he pronounced Ochoa. He is the guitar player on this. He was in Deliverance. I think he was in Vengeance for a little bit. He's in a band called Worldview with the singer from Sacred Warrior. Awesome album. One of my favorite albums from back in the day. Oh, show an alternative variation of an album cover. I went with Virgin Killer. I only have this. I will never own the other one. Only because it's kind of a little creepy. Don't know why the Scorpions went. I don't know why they did that. Yeah, it's a little creepy. It's got the naked girl on the front. She's like not even, I don't even think 10 or something like that. Or 12. But yeah, I'll never own that one. But it's a great album. And I got this cover, so I'm glad they did that. I think Taken by Force has got early Scorpions records. I think a lot of them have double or triple covers or something. A band that for you defines metal. I don't care what anybody says. You hear this name, you think metal. And that is Motorhead. Everything from the name to Snaggletooth to the Born to Win, Born to Lose, Lose to Win, or Live to Win, Play Loud, just everything about them is just reeks metal. Everything to Lemmy playing the bass like a guitar, a distorted guitar. Show your most metallic album cover. I went with Anvil, Metal on Metal. How can you not get that as the most metallic album cover ever? You've got metal on metal grinding sparks all over the place. Most metallic album cover. And this is a fantastic record. Anvil's first 3 albums, maybe first 4 albums, they were amazing. Absolutely amazing. An album you disliked at first, now highly regard. Well, when I first heard this album, I absolutely hated it. Bar none, this is my ultimately most, my favorite album ever. I didn't like this album when I first heard it, because I didn't like Rush. This was going back years and years. I was probably 10, 11. But I didn't like this album. And maybe 12 or 13, actually. Didn't like, now, again, like I said, Rush, my favorite band. And this album, bar none, my favorite album. I love that album. Start to finish, hands down. Everything about that album. An album you liked at first, but now disregard. This one was hard for me, because I couldn't, for the life of me, ever think. So I'm scanning all my CDs, and I'm thinking, what do I have? And then this one popped up. Probably going to get a lot of, what? Betrayal and Renaissance by Death. Renaissance by Death. Back when I was a kid, I tried to get into it, and I did everything I could, and then I think I ended up liking it for a season. And then Rocks or Girder put them out on vinyl. And I was, I have to get them. And then I threw this on to kind of refresh my memory and went, yeah, probably not. So I would have to go with this one. I don't know what it is. I just don't know what it is about this album. I don't like it now. I mean, I like it. It's okay. But if it ever gets played again, I probably highly doubt it. A metal band that deserves more recognition. I'm going to go with this band because I freaking love this band. And I have this is the only vinyl I have. I have all their albums, just I only have this one on vinyl. And that is A Hill to Die Upon. They're a blackened thrash metal band from I don't know, Arkansas, Wisconsin, some place like that. I think Arkansas or something like that, or Wisconsin. I don't know. I just know that this friggin' album is absolutely stellar, and it's out on this army green, which is really cool. Yeah, and this is out on limited run vinyl. I think there's only I want to say 100 copies of this album, and this came out on Bombworks. Actually, now that I see the things. So yeah. And finally, number 20, your number one grail going into 2021. And I'm going to tell you, that is, I'm hoping comes out, is the brand new Sacrifice. They just put out a single track, World War V. And wow. That is the number one, probably my number one vinyl pick, CD pick, cassette pick, everything pick for 2021. That's the album I'm looking forward to the most. There's other bands that are going to put albums out. I'll take them as they come. But I think when Gus Pinn, who's the drummer, is on my Facebook, he put it out, and I think I listened to it for 20 minutes straight. Just kept playing it over and over and over. It is awesome. I want to say it's probably their best stuff yet, and I love For Determination. That's probably my favorite album from them. But they've got, I mean, everything. I would like to see that band re-release everything on cassette or CD and vinyl. Everything. Especially CD, as I have a hard time, I think, finding their CDs. I have Apocalypse Now, and is it Apocalypse Now? I think it's called Apocalypse Now, and Soldier of Fortune. No, Soldier of Misfortune. I can't remember. Anyways, it's the blue album with the soldier on the front. I want to say it's Soldier of Misfortune or something like that. For Determination is my favorite album. I have a few on vinyl, but I just need this one. For Determination, Torment and Fire. I don't know what's wrong with my brain. I think I'm just tired. Anyways, that's my vinyl tag of 2021. If you go to the Rock Scout on YouTube here, I just kind of discovered his channel through Metal Mickey. He's got all the questions. I'm gonna do everything on my phone, and I'll just hand it in, I'll just hand it in. Sounds like I'm handing in a paper, and I'll just upload it onto YouTube, and then I'll have to go in later on my tablet and type all the questions in and that. But anyways, I've taken enough of your time. 28 minutes, it's long enough. You guys take care, and I'll see you guys next video. See ya.